Hello, myself Sunil Ramkrishnan. Basically, today we are going to discuss about few topics. That is basically as a agile methodology, Scrum framework, sprint, user stories, user backlogs, set of tasks, how basically tasks can be completed within time framework. Basically, in that basically many roles are there that are product owner, Scrum managers, and the developers. So first we will start with the agile methodology. Basically, if you want to complete any short duration modules, not project basically. Short duration module. Projects are big, but basically we want to complete the modules within short duration project. Short duration. That is basically 4 to 5 weeks, 5 to 6 weeks basically. Maximum it can be 6 weeks. So like this basically if you want to complete any modules within time framework, then basically you can use agile methodology. In that basically there are many frameworks. In this basically we will discuss about one framework, that is Scrum framework. And in Scrum framework basically there are many roles basically which is defined by the Scrum team who created the Scrum. Basically in that basically there are many roles. Few more roles are that, like product owner are there, then Scrum managers are there, and the Scrum developers are there. So what are the roles and responsibility of this? First we will see the product owner, that are basically product owners. Basically, what is the responsibility of product owner? Product owner basically says that we are responsible for each and every functionality. So we have to collect the each and every functionality of the project. Basically, we are responsible if any functionality is getting wrongly created. So functionality responsibility, each and every product information that we should basically have to collect. So we are responsible for each and every information also basically of the product. If we any wrong information is getting passed, so basically we are responsible, product owner basically. And product manager, basically you can say Scrum manager are responsible for the delivery. What if any delivery gets wrong, then basically he is responsible. And the developer basically are responsible for the any error comes in the functionality. If any error is coming, if any module is ongoing, product on each any modules is running in the system, and if there is any error, then basically this developer group are responsible. Now basically we will see here few points like that are sprint, Scrum, Scrum basically framework. In this Scrum basically there are many things like sprint is there, user stories are there, backlogs are the user backlogs are there, user stories backlogs are there, then sort of tasks are there. We will see this how basically in from Scrum framework basically the task can be completed. In this basically we will see first user stories. What are user story? Basically we are developing the project, we basically are collecting the information. So set of information basically we are collecting, and we are categorizing the informations in the form of user stories and in the form of user set of tasks. So basically there are basically like this, we are collecting the information. We have collected 100 tasks, and that 100 tasks basically is in user backlog. Basically you can say user stories backlog. From that backlog basically we have to take each and every information that are tasks, and then basically we have to categorize that task, or basically we can say in simple language basically we can say we have segregated 100 tasks, and that 100 tasks basically we have to divide into many groups. Here basically we are taking the example. One software company basically they don't do the task by its own. They basically finish the task by the vendors basically. So vendors finish the task. So basically there are 10 vendors. We have created 100 tasks, and the 100 task is categorized in 10 sprint. One sprint, two sprint, like this, 1 to 10 sprint. And in one sprint basically there are 10 tasks, and like this basically each task basically contains 4 to 5 weeks duration. Like this the entire task are defined, And here basically we are talking about only the module, not the entire project basically. So like this basically 100 tasks are defined: sprint 1, sprint 2, sprint 3. In each sprint basically there are 10 tasks. Like this each task basically we have defined the set of tasks with set of, in one task basically we have one example I will take of one task. There is one user module basically which has to be created. That user module means basically login module. In login module basically there are two type set of user specifications contains like this. The user module says that when the user will do the login, there are two type of authentication basically they had to system has to give. One is the normal database level authentication, and the another one is the Windows authentication level authentication we have to give. So like this the entire specification is written in the user project specification, that is PS. And that PS basically is connected with that user task which is defined in sprint 1. And in sprint 1 basically this is one task, that is user module has to be created. In this registration part also has to be created. So entire task is basically defined in one user task basically. So basically like this basically this is the user's task specification which is attached with this uh, task basically task 1. Like this basically in task when the duration is also given, that like from this date to this date basically you have to go, these are the people who are responsible for the completion of the project. So basically completion of this task 1, not the entire project. It's a one module. In this one module there is one sprint, and in first sprint basically there are 10 tasks. And in 10 tasks this is the first task, that is a user authentication mode task. We are given the name as a user authentication task. So like this basically this is the one task that basically has to be completed within time framework that is given in the time framework duration. And there are many modules, very many tools like Jira are there, flows.com is there, and projectmanager.com is there, and many tools are available in the market which can basically says that we can give you the utilities, which can we can give you the facilities. You can define the task, you can define the user specification, you can attach that user specification in this particular task, and mm, you can basically set the duration of the from this duration to this duration this specification has to be completed, that is task 1 has to be completed. And you can track the each and every task duration also, that how many time it is taking the task to be completed as per the time is getting passed. Like this basically there are many management tools available which says that we can do this each and every functionality task. So like this basically we have seen here agile methodology, we have seen scrum framework, we have seen here different role of the scrum, that is basically product owner, product managers, and developers. And then basically we have seen here sprint, what is the user stories, what are tasks basically. Like this basically what are user backlogs, what are tasks, and each and everything we have seen here. Okay, thank you from my side.